The major semi-finals are done and dusted, and I'm a level with you guys. I needed a minute. I needed hours, actually, after that FaZe Na'Vi game, because I was just speechless. I just did not know what to say. What an unreal game of Counter-Strike. And the main thing I want to say is, if you didn't feel something from that game, I don't know if you're a real fan of CS. I don't know if you're alive, because oh my god, the back and forth notion of it, the individuals coming through, I just could not fathom what I was watching, especially remembering FaZe from that earlier stage, nearly going out against Red Cannons. Absolutely insane. And the crazy thing is, okay, the thing that made it even more mad is that Ancient, Na'Vi was so dominant. It was the game that I was worried about. I was worried into this game that Na'Vi were just going to be too composed and their team cohesion would be too good and FaZe wouldn't be able to deal with that. And that's what happened on Ancient. That's exactly what happened on Ancient. And the thing that's insanely impressive about this is Na'Vi against Furia were able to bounce back after losing a second map in incredibly close fashion. And that's what happened here. And even at the start of Nuke, Na'Vi looked in control, man. They looked dominant. They looked like they had the read on everything. They were denying FaZe's aggressive moves. It looked like it was all over, honestly. It was an 8-4 half for Na'Vi. And FaZe just found ways to win rounds. So many rounds that you could argue they shouldn't have. Or so many rounds that were incredibly tight and incredibly close and needed an individual moment. Often it was Frozen. Sometimes it was Brokey. Just whenever they needed someone, someone would step up. And remember, against Furia, Na'Vi were able to come back from a map like that on the second map where they had a huge lead and they should have won, and they mentally reset and they dominated the third map. But here against FaZe, it didn't happen that way. And you've got to give credit to FaZe for that, because this CT side of Inferno, they just managed to draw Na'Vi into the game that FaZe wanted to play. It was chaotic, it was scrappy, it was everything that FaZe wanted, and FaZe managed to make the game be about the individuals. That's what they did so well here. They pulled Na'Vi into a game that Na'Vi weren't as good in. If it was a clean, methodical game of Counter-Strike, Na'Vi probably would have won. But FaZe didn't let that happen. They always threw a little wrinkle in. They always went for a little aggressive play or did something to make the round crazy and chaotic. And they knew that's what they needed to do to win. I'm going to go over performances quickly, but first, okay, we got to look at the Twist round. Like, in the context of the game, Na'Vi, it felt like we're about to start coming back. He's got the dig. He doesn't even have armor, man.
Finds the header, Brokey. Too much for Twister.
Oh, Imma goes down.
Or is it?
And here, this is the insane one to me. They're both standing. Makaze throws this nade to try and make it difficult.
Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe there's magic in the FaZe jersey once more. Just needs Makaze. Missed shot, whistles past as the rookie versus the veteran. Oh! He's done it again. He's at home in that FaZe jersey.
He is at home in that FaZe jersey. It's so nice seeing Twist back, making plays like that. And again, you see at the end there, Makaze, he's peeking because he's scared that Twist is going to be able to reposition and play the clutch in a longer way. Twist needed to plant the bomb. He could have waited. But you see how FaZe just drag you into their sort of game. I'm going to touch on individuals before we get into the breakdown. It's so hard to do, though, because it felt like this series was like 3 separate stories on separate occasions. Because like on Ancient, I can't even talk about FaZe. They were so bad. And Makaze was unbelievably good. He was just entering mid every single round. It was a whitewash. Then you go over to Nuke. Jacob had a terrible performance, but FaZe were just able to come through. Frozen was so huge on this map. I know that he didn't have a great series overall, but on this map, he won like 3 rounds by himself that kept FaZe in this. He was incredible. Twist was solid. And even when you look at karrican, weirdly, throughout the series, you could see that karrican's aim is like not good. You can clearly see his aim is like worst on the server. And it just meant he was able to put himself in positions where the fight was favored, and he'd just spray you to the body. He'd just spray a star player to the body, catching him out. It was insane. Brokey, I think, like, had large portions of this series where he struggled, but again, even on Nuke, where he didn't have a great showing, he had that one big round. On Inferno, he had impact. Insane. And Jacob, I pointed out the Nuke. Then to start Inferno, Jacob was ridiculous. He was like 14-2 at one point on that CT side. He was a huge part of the reason they dominated. It was such a mishmash of a game. It was so all over the place. I think the one player that was consistent for FaZe was Twists. He was the one that was consistently good throughout. Over on the Na'Vi side, I do feel a bit bad for Makaze, man. For a major like rookie, he was really good here. Wonderful also had a lot of good moments. Imma, he was having such a good series, but that Inferno, he just fell apart. He did just fall apart. It was a real shame to see that. Alexi B, again, fine. And then I think Bit. Yeah, again, I've been saying I've been a little disappointed by Bit's level at this tournament. And it might be a bit harsh, but it's just compared to what I'm used to seeing from Bit. And he still had a couple of big moments, but I did see him get caught out sometimes. And I think he maybe had a little bit of a tough time in all of the chaos. It's understandable, though. It's a semi-final. Like, it is going to get chaotic. Okay, let's get into the rounds. I'll show you a little bit of Ancient to start with, but it was literally just this.
Well-placed nade. Solid damage connects onto two of them.
Nades into mid.
A well-placed nade. Solid damage connects onto two of them. But there's Makaze.
And FaZe just couldn't fight it.
There goes to a FaZe.
Brochi's not even ready for the fight. And I think a big part of it was Jacob playing around mid a lot of the time. I think he just struggled heavily, man. So many rounds where Makaze would just entry up mid, would just dominate this position.
Flashing out his boy. Imma's going to try his luck, and there's a back turn. Jacob.
This time it's Imma who gets the opening.
Operational.
Yeah, gear shift. Right, they've been doing it on more tempered timings. Now just straight out the guts. You want to take
Lexi, Imma parks the bus. Twist is on a little bit of a partnership clear, but the support.
So advance on, Frozen tries really swinging, Wonderful's holding. Just too many rounds where FaZe had no control. And maybe looking back, this was to be expected because FaZe actually hadn't played any Ancient throughout the major so far. They haven't played any. It's not a map they played, and it was good from Na'Vi to test the pool. It worked out really well. They just had too much map control throughout. And you get into Nuke, and it feels like more of the same, man. Like, I can't stress how dominant Ancient was. It was just so many rounds like that where FaZe just weren't even in them. Like, look at the kill counts. It's round 9, and FaZe are barely in the game. And I was so worried it was going to be a stomp. And you get into Nuke.
Makaze, the man out here to break.
And this is where FaZe have been comfortable, but Na'Vi knew to make them uncomfortable. You can see the yard smokes are here, but Imma, who's down secret very early, just decides, you know what, I'm going to activate really quickly. They probably won't expect me to do that. If they've been watching yard, they would have seen that no one had really crossed down here necessarily. Like,
this is very aggressive. Imma brings
boom. Get the opening kill. Makes it a second. He was great at the start of this one. Twist gets the trade. And you see what I mean in that, like, if FaZe in this scenario, if they've been holding and watching towards Garage, which it looks like they have been, yeah, they're not going to expect him to go up like that. Very nicely done. Here in the next one, round number 9.
To monitor this, but Makaze
you see in the 3v3, the karrican mid rounds weren't really working either. That was what we thought we had to rely on.
7 seconds, starting to go noisy on this one.
He's there in time.
Mid rounds to yard, but Wonderful's holding with the AWP. Again, he was really good to start.
Just like that, it really doesn't feel good. Thing here on Makaze.
They try and walk into A, but they don't have the nades.
He's not looking. Just waltzes into the crosshairs, and then
Makaze locks it in. Clean kills. It looked dire. It looked genuinely dire for FaZe. And even at this point in the game, they're 8-2 down, remember. They're 8-2 down. They've just been stomped on the first map. This is what makes this comeback in this storyline so insane.
Up against the 3 of them.
They're in a 2v3 with Twists on 9 health. This is what they needed to get some T rounds.
Where he's at.
karrican easily could have got caught there crossing.
Punching the code is karrican. Twist to provide the covering fire. He wants to try and isolate him while he's there. Booked him in the corner. A power position from Twist.
Twist low on health, just gets the angle from above onto Makaze, who's still probably looking for karrican.
The frag changes everything. Now a 2-on-2. karrican, however,
karrican even just gets domed by Alexi, so they know Twist is up here on the rafters somewhere.
He hasn't got the health for this. It would have to be spectacular.
He just finds that angle so nicely. Na'Vi are hoping they can work together. They're not too far apart, but look at how Twists just finds an angle.
Brought down. He hasn't got the health for this.
Purposely swings there just enough that he can see this one angle, but he's not exposed from this one.
It would have to be spectacular. It would have to be magnificent.
And he knew they were both there because he saw the flash assist earlier.
Twist.
So he just takes a great angle. This is one that's really hard for Wonderful with the AWP. He's down below. It's a really tight angle. It's one where it's easier for the spray.
The fire started a little something.
Harder for Wonderful to see him. Huge clutch from Twist and just so many huge moments as a whole. See here in this one, Na'Vi, they cross down secret, making a lot of noise. So naturally, Brokey, he's holding this angle. And Na'Vi had a lot of cool moments like this. Wonderful just peeks from the other side. You're holding here. Wonderful says, hello there.
Into him.
Boom, gets the kill.
Team play once again.
Just beautiful.
Flawless.
It's all beautiful.
Twist hopes he goes overlooked, which he does.
Joy to watch, and so is
And he gets 2 kills back.
Gets overlooked. Brought down.
But as I said earlier, Jacob, he was struggling in this game, man. Struggling heavily. You can see here.
Strength in numbers.
He's hearing them run out. He has the MP9. My bloody face is covering it, but there's a player here sprinting this way.
From karrican, maybe something. Jacob's got
He hears it clearly.
a lot of work to do, though. A lot of work. Oh!
And he barely even gets him that low. Just below half health.
No, the MP9.
karrican goes down in the meantime. But while all this was happening, you see on the minimap, FaZe just make the individual plays they need. Frozen goes for the push on ramp. He makes the ballsy play. And by the way, he wasn't even having a good game up until this point. But from this point on, he just locks in.
Numbers, timing from karrican, maybe something.
Low time left on the clock. He figures he can make the play. Now the steps are being heard. He knows he's going to get into position.
A lot of work. Oh, no. The MP9 betrays him. Couldn't get it done. Maybe Frozen could show
Boom, they try and clear him, but he's so quick on both kills.
Quick double. Awkward 10
Puts the molly down, puts the flash, and just hopes that that's going to deny the bomb plant.
Opts to go on top. Frozen's going to play the clock. Dips appears. Dips.
He tries to play the clock, thinking Imma won't have it in time, but Imma
There is. I think he's got it in time.
just has time for the plant, and now Frozen
Imma in the clutch.
nearly gets the kill spamming through. He gets him down. Look, he hits him down to 17.
Wallbang connects. Low HP. Imma's just hanging on by a thread.
4 bullets.
And Frozen figures that Imma's gone this way. And yeah, he spams down to 4 bullets left. And he just decides to stick holding the angle. And Imma, maybe he could like jump peek here for info. There's a lot of options, but he just doesn't think Frozen's going to stick this.
Not going to peek it with the low HP.
He felt like he was too low. I guess even jumping, he felt like it was a risk if Frozen had faked. And that's one of the rounds. And you see a deep sigh from Frozen. And the crowd was so good. Let's talk about the crowd. The crowd surrounding, and everyone was just on their feet. Miss me with other esports, man. Counter-Strike is just where it's at. Come on now. Don't mess with us. In this one again. This time Jacob just gets enough. But Frozen activates in through ramp off the back of the trades. Once again, it's another one of these rounds that Na'Vi try and take low on the clock. This is what they were doing a lot to try and catch out Furia, but FaZe would not fall for it. They would not fall into the trap of over-aggressing. They would push at the right time. Frozen waits until low time left. Allows him to get into position. And you think that Brokey's screwed. There's a player here holding, and you're like, oh god, he might go down. He just plays for info, and he keeps baiting, and he keeps baiting, and Bit comes in, and Frozen says, hello, yep, I'll take that fight all day long. Fantastic team play under an incredibly high pressure scenario.
Not going to get away with it. Maybe that's enough of a bait, though. Maybe that draws their attention away.
And they come up together. It's another round from Frozen. And again, that's what FaZe do. Simple but effective, and players stepping up in the biggest moments. And then in round 21,
Bomb plant's coming.
it's a 1v2 for Wonderful. It's another round that could be winnable.
Seals the deal.
Molly goes in. Frozen has to decide, am I going through this? His teammate karrican is so low on B, so far away. If Frozen goes through and gets it wrong, if Wonderful fake plants and just holds the angle, he's done for.
What's the play? Oh,
he makes the play of jumping towards the site, makes enough noise that he knows Wonderful will get off the bomb plant. And look at how he just moves back. I gotta play it at full speed. It's beautiful.
Sandieri seals the deal. Frozen wants to play. Oh, he pushes them through. Plays the broad price. Gets off to the start.
Just moves back. Makes Wonderful swing him.
Wants to play. Oh, he pushes them
Instead of not being 100% sure of the angle behind here, he just goes back into this angle. Wonderful swinging. And look at how hard it is for Wonderful. He's like trying to clear all these separate angles. Like Frozen, he could be here. He could be here, he could be here, he could be here, he could be anywhere along this wall. Whereas Frozen the whole time is just hearing him, and he counter-strafes back in. That is incredibly good movement under the circumstances. And it makes it so that even if Wonderful, let's say he gets off the bomb, and he gets this kill somehow, which maybe he could have done, it leaves him with such little time that karrican is at least going to get up the vents and have a very good chance of trapping Wonderful on the site. It's just such impressive micro movement from Frozen under the circumstances. He locked the hell in.
Could be a destabilizing force, but nearly gets caught.
And here in this one, karrican traded out. Wonderful gets another kill. The trades look good for the A play. Brokey, you look screwed, son. Again, Frozen is activating on the flank, something that Na'Vi were struggling to deal with, but this time they're actually going to deal with him.
Na'Vi up the end.
Brokey gets his one kill, but look, Bits come back. He's aware these flanks have been killing them, and he gets the frag, so you think, okay, Brokey's got one. He's just going to have to fight his way out of this.
He gets caught. Still stands his ground for one. Na'Vi up the
Great
end.
shot.
A quick flick out of Brokey's ult, but he denies the
Swings,
ball.
gets back.
Brokey, have you got it? Yes.
Swings again.
Brokey, this bullshit just when they needed it.
Brokey almost, I swear he doesn't believe he just won it himself. Look. Look at this guy. He's like, I cannot believe what I am doing. Even the way he looks at, look at that, the way he looked at Twist. He was like, okay, cool, yeah. They just could not believe what was happening. Even FaZe themselves were like, this is too much BS, man. Even for us.
He gets tagged up, doesn't panic.
And then at the end here, Jacob, who was having a stinker of a game, by the way. I pointed it out. He was struggling so hard on this map.
Okay, Jacob.
His mate gets locked out there. Stuck behind the smoke is Twist.
He gets
spammed.
Doesn't panic. Drop it.
Great shot. Good second kill.
Inferno! It's just 2 kills away. Bomb now picked up. Wonderful gets his hands on it, but there's Twist.
Twist just about gets his kill.
It's just bit. FaZe Clan just have to remove this man's head, and we see a third man, but a pest. 20 seconds.
As soon as Bit plants, karrican gets him.
Take him out, FaZe. The show goes on.
karrican, the great showman of our generation, just playing up to the crowd. For some reason, this guy looks like Bill Burr. I don't know why, but he does. He's here in the crowd, Bill Burr's son. We go to a third map, which we could not believe. And FaZe just keep locking in. I said it before, man. Like, against Furia, remember that Na'Vi had this map that they should have won on Inferno, and they come to train and they just lock in and they counter every single one of Furia's aggressive plays, and they sit back and they just dominate, okay? And then you get here into Inferno, and it's just the opposite, man. FaZe get to keep playing their way. Like you see here, how uncomfortable Na'Vi are in these situations.
Info's coming. It looks like we're going to be going.
They have the top mid control, but FaZe, they just do a little bit funky. They don't just play standard. They have players on both sides of top mid. They use the MP9 just to swing. karrican got away with so much shenanigans throughout this. Good work from Jacob.
It's falling through their fingers.
Brokey even misses his opportunity, but Jacob, incredible start for him on this A side with some of these aggressive moves we were talking about, just disrupting Na'Vi, making sure that they don't allow Na'Vi to play that comfortable brand of Counter-Strike where they'd probably be better.
Need to be bang on.
And even here, you see, like, the mid-rounds from Na'Vi are not working. They weren't able to establish banana control here. They weren't able to make FaZe scared on B. Frozen goes through the smoke, confident that this is the A play. Na'Vi were not able to play across the map like they would like to.
Bang on.
Last of the block, util.
karrican rotating, Frozen pushing. They know what's coming.
And they want to fight. Flank.
Boom, Frozen flanks, gets a kill in. They fight top mid at the same time. It is just a massacre. Na'Vi can't get anything going. The tables have flipped entirely. We get into the second half, and even the Na'Vi rounds that they won had to be off of individuals. There was that round on the B site where Bit got a crazy quad kill. There was a round on A where Wonderful had to win a 1v2. But the problem is, that is FaZe's type of game. That is not Na'Vi's game. Na'Vi want to win clean rounds where you don't have to rely on the individuals. This is where FaZe can beat you.
That's a big unforced error. Mikaze,
and now you see FaZe.
How well I think he's been handling the
they start pulling the strings, man.
They certainly could. It looks like Im has been pulled away.
Wonderful too.
B players coming. Na'Vi look like they're aware of it. Big rotation being drawn.
Coming as well.
The parts, and now Jacob's starting to activate pressure on B. No, they're committing.
Flash comes in. FaZe, look at how heavily committed it looks like they are to B. I don't blame Na'Vi for having this heavy rotate. It looks good. But over on the other side of the map, Jacob, the major rookie, outlurks Bit. He finds that kill while this goes down.
Makaze holding strong.
And you can see they kind of get stopped there, FaZe. There's a smoke up. They get stopped in this choke point. But as soon as Jacob gets the kill, look at how quick FaZe are to say, see ya.
It's a race against time.
Jacob doesn't have the rotation.
They can get through. They can both through. Makaze walking.
But Brokey still stays. He makes sure to deal with Makaze.
The smoke, he didn't assume Brokey would stick around.
Now Na'Vi have to keep one towards B at least.
Now. Wonderful arrives on the scene of the crime. Bit gone.
FaZe just pulling the strings mid-round it back to A.
FaZe clan into the A site. A massive kill with massive ramifications.
And that's it. They have to save on the Na'Vi side. And that's how you'd expect Na'Vi to play. But this is what is so great about karrican. In the chaos, he can call like that. He can find the ways. It doesn't feel like it should be possible. It doesn't feel like it's pre-planned stuff, but it's just that instinct. When the game gets a little chaotic, he's so good at it, man. He's so good.
Super late. Coming in from the apartment.
And then you have this 2v2, and this is where, okay, FaZe had almost come all the way back, and this is where I thought the game might change, because we had this 2v2. Brokey, he spots this player with his AK. Look, spots him there. Wide swings against the MP9. But his AK wasn't great. The spray struggles. And in the meantime, Brokey now hides, and karrican, you see, he's kind of between two mines. He's kind of spotting for them to cross, but is he fighting? Is he not? He kind of ends up doing the worst of both worlds. He fires a couple of shots, but you can kind of tell he wants to hide because the time on the bomb is so low.
Running out of time here, just trying to play for their life, but oh my goodness.
But they both go down.
Biting through their fingernails. FaZe could take 12 or Na'Vi could find a stand.
0.04.
What? 0.0 something. Na'Vi survive. I don't quite believe it.
Insanity. And we've got to remember, FaZe only got here off of the crazy defuse themselves. I thought that round was going to kill them. I thought that round was like justice, some weird justice coming in where they wouldn't be able to bounce back and Na'Vi would start coming back. But then look at this buy. Oh my god. They come into A. It does a solid enough job. In the midst of this, you've got to look at the radar. Wonderful is in library, and he just gets one banged with the deed by Brokey. That's going to go underrated in all this.
He's done well.
But that must have been an insane shot to get rid of the AWPer, and now Imma
Bit with a double kill. Pressure back
is eventually going to be left alone because Bit fights maybe a little too over heavily, maybe just a little. And Imma, like, he transfers out into the open. He looks shaky. He's having a bad game. He just gets one. He just gets two. You think it's fine. You see there, he's got the USP. He hears that shot to the right. He thinks he can swing to the left. It baits him in.
Quick adjustment, last burst. Finds the header, Brokey. Too much for Twister.
And Twist, like, it almost is like that shot he took to the right. I'd love to hear if this was true, but like he's clearly not really going for a kill with that shot to the right. Like he's kind of hoping he might get a kill. But I would love to hear if he genuinely fires that shot purposely to bait Imma in, because that's what it looks like. Because he's already pre-aiming over to the left, basically as soon as he's fired that first shot. If that's what Twist did, that is insane. That is insane composure. Because if you're Imma, why would you not swing? You think your teammate's fighting as soon as you hear that shot over there.
Or is it?
Then that shot, oh my god. I cannot believe the movement of Twist in this clutch.
Too much for Twist to handle.
Or is it?
Oh, maybe
the counter strafe to then strafing back, and this little thing just gives him enough cover.
Maybe there's magic in the FaZe jersey once.
And Makaze, like, I think in a less intense environment, you might realize the bomb is down towards Pit. Maybe I just wait to see if he plants. Maybe I jiggle like once occasionally in like 10 or 15 seconds.
Just needs Makaze.
But he feels like he knows where Twist is. He just wants to fight him.
Whistles passes the rookie versus the veteran.
And Twist just holds.
Oh, he's done it again.
He's at home in that FaZe jersey.
Pure adrenaline on the FaZe front, and that's what wins them the game, honestly. You get the winning moment.
A major grand final, karrican elated, disbelief.
If karrican's having that sort of reaction, you know it's something special. I mean, look at this shot of the crowd. Like, oh my God. It's just hard not to feel something.
The Sons of Anarchy are back on there.
It's just the most insane swan song run you can imagine. And I don't know how they'll do against Vitality. I hope they give them a game in the final. I hope they do, because oh my God, I just feel like this is what reminds you that you love CS, man. Like the feelings you get from that are just untouched. I would love to break it down more, but I can't, because it was just one of those games. It was just about the chaos. It was about the feeling that it gives you. I think on the Na'Vi side, like, this is still a great run for them, by the way. And the fact that Makaze stepped up so well, the fact that Wonderful stepped up so well, this is a team to fear in the future. They peaked for the major at the right time. I think for a lot of this game, they had a great game plan. They just eventually, like, fell into the FaZe chaos, and that happens to the best teams. Like, I can't blame them too much, especially when they had such a good game plan that they executed against Furia. I think they had this same game plan here. It just eventually ran out, and so easily on Nuke. If just a couple of rounds go differently, Na'Vi win this 2-0, and we don't really think about it, but it's just FaZe. It's just FaZe. They are just special. Okay, this is where we're going to get more in-depth analysis of Spirit Vitality, where this game wasn't quite as emotive, wasn't quite as chaotic, wasn't quite as crazy, but I think there's a lot to take away from it for both of these teams. Let's go with the overall takeaways. Donk is Donk. I don't need to talk about Donk. You know that he's incredible. Tanir was actually good today. I thought Tanir was actually pretty good. I think he's slowly getting better on this team, but then as soon as you go down to Shiro, guys, normally I talk about how consistently great this player is, and he's just always landing the shots he needs to, always good in the late round. I'm going to be honest, Shiro was missing some shots today. He was poor. He was off his game, I have to say. And the issue is, unfortunately for Shiro, on this team, you've got to be very, very good, because look at who else you've got. I'm sorry, but Zwei, not that great today. Had a few moments where he was quite off. I think you could see the nerves getting to him. And then Chopper individually, I mean, we talk about karrican being bad. Chopper individually had so many off moments today. And the other thing I would say is it wasn't just those individual off moments. I really do think the T-side calling at times, and even the CT calling, was bad. I thought it was abysmally bad. And I will have to say, over on the other side, I actually thought Apex's calling to start Mirage was also pretty poor. And he had to have some of his players bail him out, but he did better as the game went on. He adjusted, he adapted, and they grew into the game. For Chopper, I did not feel like that was the case at all. And I feel like, again, this team just gets bailed out by its individuals. That's always how I feel. That's always how I feel. Over on the Vitality side, the reason why you do believe is that Rops is back to form, boys. Rops has been great. So many massive swing rounds from this guy. Zywoo, consistently good again. Mezzy, the underrated part of this team, the underrated part of this win. Without him, that Mirage on the first half would have been over. He was the only one that kept the minute. He was the only one that showed up early. He is so consistent, so reliable for this team. You can see he's a real important voice for the team as well. And considering the positions he's in, I think he's criminally underrated, man. Criminally underrated. I never see him drop a poor performance. He's the kind of guy that I just know I'm going to get like a 7 out of 10 from. And I'll probably get an 8 a fair amount of the time. I'll maybe never get the 10 out of 10 from him, or that would be very rare, but I don't need that. He's just so good at always getting just a little more than you'd expect, just one more than you'd expect. Flames is a tricky one today, because I think a lot of his stats in terms of struggling come from this Mirage T side, and I don't know if I necessarily blame him for that, to be honest with you, because I thought Apex's calling and regulation was really off, and Flames was just having to try and entry into stacks with no real utility. So I think Flames wasn't too bad today. I think his stats look worse than they should. Apex definitely had some off moments, but overall, he probably contributed a little more than Chopper. That's all he needed to do. And also, kept his nerve as they got to overtime. And then importantly, on the Dust 2, this T side, he just absolutely abused and exploited Spirit. And do you know what? On this Dust 2, the sad thing was, they literally just started avoiding Donk. They would just go A every round, and Donk would be sitting B. And I felt really bad for Donk today. And you know the thing that's worst about this to me is that Donk is clearly getting to the point where he understands a little more that he wants to play within a system, wants to play within a team, doesn't always want to just make his own plays. But I don't think he has a team that he can do that on. I don't think that's fair to him. I know he's young in his career and he will have these chances, but you can see the frustration. We'll get into it. There was also the tilting factor, which we will talk about because Donk said a little something. And also we saw Donk was tilted after the game. Let's start on Mirage, though.
Off both catwalk and inside connector, so you could have tried to fight around, but those flash.
You see here, Vitality run the clock super low. Spirit have heavy mid information. They have a smoke still remaining for connector. As Vitality go into A, the flash they threw, it makes this play obvious. Like, look at this. Super late play. Spirit have everyone on A.
Donk is on the scene. He hears them dropping off.
Donk able to swing. Shiro's here with the AWP. You're not going to get past the AWP with the lack of utility you have. And it's not really a split. It's kind of Apex lurking, but Zway's saying, like, do you know what? My guys have this covered on A. I can just hold connector. And so Apex just gets caught walking through a smoke. It felt like the plays were so obvious and so telegraphed, and that Vitality was so static. It almost felt like Vitality were waiting for CT aggression to punish, and that just never came. And then they realized they had to do something late round, and it was just these limp pushes towards sites where there wasn't enough utility. They didn't really have the map control initially to make the push scary. They hadn't had any misdirection elsewhere. It was just weak.
Apex, so he'll burn Tanir, hopefully.
They were able to win some rounds. This one was nice.
See if the second layer of this.
Apex actually had an initial molly here, and Tanir was playing this ladder in position alone a fair bit. They were doing this sort of 3A, 2B setup with Tanir in ladder room just solo, so this looked like some sort of counter strat. Get the molly in, burn Tanir down low.
Into the open.
Flames gives Apex another molly, and you see the lineup is perfect because Tanir at first you think he might just survive in this little corner and be okay.
Then you know Flames is ready to kill.
But you realize the position he's standing just means his shoulder's visible. You can see there his shoulder's just visible in this angle that Flames takes. And Tanir's not really ready for this fight.
Yes, sir.
It's just his shoulder getting spotted from distance. That's a perfect molly to make sure that player is going to be either visible or falling back. And this is the only way Vitality can really win rounds. A little trick like that.
Between the two Vitality players, they figure out that puzzle.
Good start.
Moment where Vitality just kind of...
Zway even does well to get one back here, by the way.
Another moment where Vitality just kind of mosey out onto the battlefield.
Disrespects the smoke. Here's them dropping back.
Get more map control, and you don't have the bomb. They can go back and get this ace.
And even plays counter flash. As soon as he hears the flash, just peeks a little later for the kill back. Nicely done by Zway.
But in that moment,
but the problem is, you kind of know that's the A player. You kind of know that's the A anchor, and they're already getting out through A ramp because they've realized if that's Zway, A's probably clear. And unfortunately, Zway doesn't quite have the right feel for that. Just gets called out there as they sneak up on him. That is a round for Vitality. That's what they needed. Little tricks like that got them into the game. But this round is the perfect example of what was wrong for Vitality. Just look at the mini-map. I'm slowly going to fast forward the round. We're at 130. We're at 115. We're at 1 minute. We're at 55. We're at 39 seconds. All they've done all round is like sit in top mid and wait for this Spirit aggression that never comes. They're just waiting for Spirit to give them the options, but it never comes. There's been no misdirection. No utility used anywhere else. No threat of a B split. No real threat or pressure towards B apartments. Shiro's just holding that over there with the AWP.
Look like Vitality.
No. So trying to get in past Tanir.
Like finally they start using some utility, but by this point,
he's got Donk to try to take any cover over, and Tanir
got a double stacking connector. The util's not even that good.
Tethering's great. That's man advantage for Spirit.
Spirit just stacked in A. You see the initial fights go down. Everyone's over towards A for Spirit.
Amongst that pack that is going to look to push past jungle while it remains smoke. Donk could just dive back in, but eating that flash gives timing back over to Vitality. Zway presses.
Try and come into A, but everyone is still here. Zway and Chopper combined. So many rounds like that where you feel like it's not the Vitality you know, and they were 11-4 down, guys. 11-4 down, and this is where I criticize the Spirit T side because they won 0 full gun rounds. They won the T-pistol. They won 1 full spy round. Whenever it was full gun round versus full gun round, they lost. They got owned. And I think the calling was not good enough.
Oh, they're trying to get up here. It's subversive pressure they're putting on the map. You can
to start with, ZywOo holding.
ZywOo with a chance.
Tight angle, gets a nice pick.
Chopper, but
not quite able to trade.
There's a lot of capability still.
But solo mid wins that fight against Rops. Incredible. And again, you have Donk who's going to bail you out sometimes and get you opportunities to win rounds.
Is gonna feel it.
But you can kind of see,
There's a lot of capability still up for teams.
while this is happening,
And Rops is gonna feel it.
there's this molly under Palace, but like clearly Vitality, they're aware ahead of time that this A play is going to come. Counter flash comes in.
Insta headshot comes out from Donk.
Flames does well, and you even have Tanir. He ends up having to jump out through Palace, trying to force this trade. No real utility to help him. That's easy. Flames will take that all day long.
Tanir just chucks himself at it.
So they get denied towards mid, and it means that they just can't really get anything going. Okay, not the best first round.
They're not even going to respond to
We move ahead. Vitality went for a Palace push, and Flames died early. We've got a 4v5.
I hope that they're right about this B play.
But we get the B stack from Vitality, and again, lack of utility here. I get that this isn't like an ideal perfect buy.
Apex at the very least gets here.
But Shearer's got nades, and they just decide to peek dry. Boom, ZywOo's ready.
Op will be found out at the cost of Sway. Donk to try to take his...
And then from here, like, what is the game plan? Are we trying to end B or not? Because we've got 2 players still in B apartments. We've got Tanir still over towards A doing something. We've got Chopper kind of just towards mid. And look at this. This is Donk, right? This is a guy we should be setting up. Everyone tells me Spirit set this guy up really well.
Play still Shiro doesn't want to show that bomb. There's 30 seconds and
He just jumps in before the flash has even popped. What are we doing? What is that?
Still floating down towards underpass.
And Shiro's kind of like, okay, I guess I've got to try and come back to B, but there's like 13 seconds, or sorry, come back to A. We don't actually have any map control towards A.
They don't know about the second.
And Rops is pushed into ramp.
This one shot from
So yeah, he just drops the bomb. I don't even know if they'd have had time.
They don't know about the second.
Even if he wasn't here.
This one shot from
would have been very close.
This was key, but there's no time.
So again, that round just looks pretty atrocious. But okay, they get up to 12-6.
So far in the semis, Spirit gonna lap up this opportunity.
To round 19, again, they just love trying these A splits.
Oh, that's good nade.
Again, this threat.
Good nade damage from Sway, but unfortunately, in this position, they were obsessed with having Tanir in Palace. It worked occasionally, but not enough for round wins. And that means Sway is solo ramp, and he just starts spamming. He thinks he can get this kill onto Rops up close.
This could be massive.
And that means Rops can just slink through. You see there, Sway.
Gonna lap up this opportunity.
Oh, that's good nade.
Again, this threat.
He knows there's a player close.
A-site. Sway will have to go back and grab that bomb. If Rops gets this kill,
Tries to molly. He tries to gun that player down.
Control. This could be massive. Off the reload.
Rops just hears the reload, runs him down. Now A ramp has been completely cleared out.
He doesn't see it.
He doesn't know. If only he did.
It's far back.
But the question is, at 40 seconds, look at the radar.
And so these B players are obviously ready. They've just seen that A ramp is clear.
Who's going to go recover? It's got to be Tanir. Mezzi's going to push.
As he gets a good kill.
And over towards
Apex can just activate while Mezzi is drawing the attention away.
Apex holds his line. Trade frag doesn't come
It's another round where I don't really see the chance for an end goal.
Join forces.
Spirit's timing not really there.
To take down this 3-player defense.
And there's nothing that they can do in this one.
Surely this
Rops wasn't wide enough to the timing was great. You caught one.
See Donk left in another unwinnable position. Round 21. Slow mid take again. An A split for Spirit. Again, no real misdirection, no real map control or pressure or anything elsewhere.
Luckily here for Vitality, doesn't look like Tanir's going to try to find that Palace walkout just yet, but he's getting closer.
They're waiting for the ramp smoke to come up.
And the closer he gets, the more ZywOo starts to become concerned.
ZywOo misses his opportunity. But as Apex gets that kill onto Chopper, who's already activated in through connector, you see Chopper's already coming in.
Starts to become concerned.
The A players aren't really ready to do the same. They've just tried to flash Chopper in for the jungle fight. Apex didn't need to peek because ZywOo was holding it because they haven't pressured him off that angle. And they've got the molly under Palace is already faded by this point, and ZywOo just figures, actually, okay, it sounds like we've just heard a flash from A ramp. I'm just going to flash for Flames.
Apex will cut down the...
And you see that molly that was under Palace, by now it's faded. So Flames is actually just playing here because he was playing close ramp. This position was mollied a little bit ago, but their timing is so off that he's just going to be able to get in here.
One player towards connector
flash in.
But still the exit.
Boom, light work.
Towards ramp started to go well. Flashbang for ZywOo. Up shot connects and Shiro's got only...
Once again, Donk is just in a position where there's nothing he can do.
One kill is an answer.
There we go.
It's Donk here, hopeful, but 9-8.
Left in a pretty awful position. We get another round, round 23. Guess what they're doing, guys? It's an A split late in the round again. Who'd have thought it?
At least a bit of cover to work with. This is a much more dangerous.
This time ZywOo nearly gets caught out.
For him to be in.
Gets the molly off. Flames there to help. Ends up getting a kill out of it.
Recovers that. Almost caught off guard.
Donk's on bomb duty here in connector.
Smoke still remains towards connector. ZywOo tasked to hold it. And in a moment, it's going to...
See, as the smoke fades, 24 seconds. ZywOo sees connector just completely clear. They try and mid-round it back. Shiro gets one kill. And it could have worked, but that's a big fight from Mezzi. Again, Mr. Reliable, so important for the team. And you can see, while this was happening, it looks like Chopper is genuinely mid-rounding to come back to B, while you have Donk still in con. You have Tanir towards A ramp. I don't think there's a clear plan here again. It doesn't feel like it.
Shiro starting to put pressure.
The molly works.
No way.
No, okay, Mezzi saves it.
So now Chopper realizes, I guess I got to come back to A. And Tanir does get a kill, and it kind of ends up working, even though I don't think this was the plan. But fair play to Chopper. It's a good mid-round decision.
13 seconds. Can they get the planted?
It's worked out nicely, and you know what? You've got the bomb. This should be a great position, okay? Donk has jungle control. Tanir is holding CT. If you were Chopper, where would you plant? You could maybe plant here. This might be okay. You've got someone holding a jungle. I mean, you could plant on the other side of triple, maybe. Like, it wouldn't be ideal because Tanir's the only one holding CT. I think planting here would be good. Where's the one position I know I'm exposed from? Short, probably short. B short's the scary one. I mean, we know that Mezzi was over here. He just got a kill from B. We don't necessarily know where the other guy is, but even if he's ramp or palace, I think planting here would probably be a bit better for that, you know? But as he comes in, he just plants in the open. Cool. Okay. Well, I guess Mezzi's just going to tap us down then. Again, I know there's pressure on in these scenarios, and I don't think that was an initial plan, but it was a decent adjustment on the fly.
Watching ticket properly.
It goes through, and again,
second moment. He just had to get it down there.
You see the frustration. This time, ZywOo activates onto Donk in mid, goes for something more aggressive.
Immediately. He's been floating around here. He's also...
Then from here,
Maker. Since the start of this second half.
Lovely timing on the flash. Mid-aggression works wonders.
Looking to use those right.
And the thing is, when you go for this mid-aggression with multiple players, you've got to have a reliable anchor. And again, Mezzi's just that guy, man.
This is a bomb over towards B that Mezzi's
so good. So reliable. We're going to overtime. None of those T rounds to me looked convincing. No real fakes thrown on one side back to the other. No real clean executes with good timing and spacing to set Donk up to get trades. I thought it was really poor. And then you get into overtime, and again, like, Spirit win rounds, but it feels like it's off individuals. Vitality coming into A. Couple of trades early. And you just get Donk flashing through, pushing into Sandwich. Feels like a position where you should get one kill and trade it. Instead, boom, boom. Donk just so often gets more than you would expect. It gets chaotic. That seems to be round 28 again. That's the round I just watched, I think. Isn't it? It is. Okay. I just thought it was so nice I'd show it twice, apparently. Round 31.
It's kind of, you get into the gloves off Counter-Strike. That's hopefully what Vitality, for their sake, can continue to tap into. Flashbang
See,
goes
Donk
over
flashed in mid.
Sitting duck inside.
Again gets 2 kills out of it. More than you'd expect.
OT-CT side. Rob's with a bit of a walkout on the ramp. Can he find anybody off
Rob
guard?
starts sneaking out ramp, and this is fine. Shiro's in Palace. If you're going to let him walk up, that's okay. Just make sure you trade, Shiro. Just make sure you trade.
Shiro's got this angle.
Because you're going to see, he walks in. Donk goes down. Shiro's in Palace. Chilling, waiting.
Donk is too wide, and then
he just misses. He just misses Rops in the back. Rops turns, throws the molly. Now Shiro gets the tag, but it's through the wall. 7 health left for Rops.
He got hit. That's a good wall bang
who jumps up, hits the headshot.
It's not going to stop Rops.
And Mezzi is now waiting in connector. Sway feels like he's got to clear this out. He's scared of getting crunched by Rops on the other side. He goes down.
3v5 recovery.
Tanir brings it back. It's a 2-on-2.
That man advantage taken back. Rops is not stopping.
And it has to be Chopper again.
And we get this molly in. Rops pops his head up as the molly is blooming. He's hoping he can keep this guy in the molly and get the kill. Chopper actually lands a crazy kill. Gets away from the molly. Apex gets the bomb planted. In-game leader versus in-game leader. Apex goes over to jungle. Chopper starts coming in on the retake. ZywOo is shitting himself because in-game versus in-game leader clutches are scary, and you never know what's going to happen.
He's only got 3 to spare. He's got to get.
And look at that. Apex shoots him. You got the little shot, like line thing. I don't know what to call that. Trajectory from the AWP shot. You've heard where it is. You're literally looking right at him.
The kill right here, right now.
Chopper taps it.
Whip shot from
Why is bro looking at connector? Donk is sitting here right now going, why is bro looking at connector?
Apex. This clutch goes to Apex's side. He just can't.
Apex doesn't even get the kill clean, by the way. Not even a clean kill from Apex. If Chopper's looking, I bet he wins this fight, actually.
This clutch goes to Apex's side. He just can't pick it up.
I mean, at that point, I think the bomb might be too far gone anyway, but like, I don't know how he doesn't know.
He's close, but it's rough to create the opening.
Just bizarre. The game is getting stressful, I get that. You can't be too harsh on the players, but again, like, just goes back to what I mean with Chopper.
Sitting, you'd think, sitting.
Another round where Donkey gets one on mid, he gets traded. And look at Chopper, man. I don't want to hate the guy, but he hasn't got a gun. He hasn't bought a gun. He hasn't bought a gun. Look what he does. He runs all the way to B, throws a molly on the map. He runs back to spawn. He realizes there's no gun. He's like, oh shit, okay. The trades continue. It's a 4v2. Eventually,
Chopper still only has a USP.
Chopper is able to find a gun. He switches to the gun, and you see there.
Looking for a gun. He's got to drop down into middle.
You see the gun has 7 bullets. Someone else must have used this gun to get it down to 7 bullets.
Okay, that's an M4.
I think it might have been Donk, I guess.
Picked up. That's Molotov, a flashbang.
And of course, Chopper doesn't reload that gun. Why would he?
Very comfortable looking 4 versus 2 for Vitality. Another flashbang finds.
So they're losing the A site. They're struggling.
For the utility to burst on default. No damage done. They're going to try to slip.
Tania gets one, gets traded. Chopper still has 7 bullets, 1v3.
Chopper's got to go mad, but that's only 70 bullets in the mag.
So he gets the kill, and he's like, oh crap, I have to reload. Okay. But it just about works out.
To clear him out right now.
He knows where they both are.
Are you telling me Chopper's about to 1v3?
I mean, if he does, he makes up for everything and then some.
Bomb planted on the default. This time he is working with the kit. No recovery needed.
Zoe plops that down, and he just ends up showing his head here. Maybe a mistake. Chopper gets him out of there.
Will he figure this out?
Mezzi still just sitting static. Chopper whittles
both go low.
Down 37 health on the brick.
And Chopper just decides, you know what? My best chance is sitting here and holding the angle, because I reckon eventually Mezzi will peek. And indeed, Mezzi doesn't expect it, and Chopper wins the clutch. Unbelievable seeds. I don't know what the hell is going on. And then to start round 34, I want a brief discussion on this. We get Shiro laughing and saying, I like this game because of how chaotic it is, because of how ridiculous it is. And then Donk replies, I don't like this at all. Can we pull ourselves together, please? And I saw a lot of people saying this is like bad for Donk to say, oh, I'm in the bloody way. My webcam's in the bloody way. Well, I said it, okay? So you know what it was that was said. And I've seen a lot of people say that they think that this was bad for Donk to say. I just think it's 2 different ways of dealing with the pressure. To me, what's happening here is Shiro is feeling the pressure, and he's trying to get rid of the pressure by saying, haha, I like this game, it's chaotic, it's funny, so that he doesn't feel like it's this high pressure, intense major semi-final, right? That's one way that some people deal with it. Donk is clearly of the mindset of the other way. Donk is someone who wants Shiro to understand and wants people to understand, like, dude, this is a really important game. I don't want to, like, sit here and pretend that this is not some important game. I want you to know how important it is so that we know to lock in. Because I think from Donk's perspective, he's hearing this and he's going, no, we're not just like goofing all around and we're not just pugging and we're not just having fun. We need to lock in because we need to win this because we're making mistakes. That's where he's coming from. I think both are fine, to be honest with you. I think you really want to make sure you know how to manage those 2 different feelings. But honestly, for me, I'm someone who's kind of more on the Donk side because I do feel a little bit like if you're trying to pretend I like this game, it's chaotic, it's just fun, it just doesn't feel like that's real to me. Like, you're obviously low-key thinking like, well, but it is a major playoff. That's and that's the real thing that's going on, right? I think Shiro's just saying it just to have fun, right? He's just trying to bring a bit of levity. I get that. But I do appreciate Donk basically saying he feels like he wants to feel the pressure because he wants to step up under the pressure. That's what Donk is feeling there. I just wanted to make that clear because I think some people didn't like necessarily get that. And I think he's trying to say like, we need to lock in right now because this is not us playing our best Counter-Strike. Let's make sure we lock in to win this. That's really what he's saying there. Anyway.
I don't like this at all.
We end up getting... Oh. Do I break down this round?
Mezzy, that's...
We end up getting, what, an A-split?
You're gonna be... Uh-oh.
Yeah, Spirit love the A-split. It's kind of the only strat they have.
No, they're gonna peel back. This is actually fine for Shiro. And there it is, Tanier out of Palace.
Yes, sir. Finds that perfect
Tanier ends up catching Apex there.
gap.
And that Palace play was working sometimes.
Now, looking for the cover. Rops has actually got him.
But Rops gets both Palace kills. Again, huge from Rops. He was great throughout this map.
The kills to Palace. Now he's going to dive over towards Tetris instead, all while Mezzy collects his. Donk's got the recovery.
Donk distracts enough for Shiro to walk through ramp.
Up through that ramp that they thought was
Donk cuts off the rotation.
Coverage in from the scrolls. Missed opportunity. Track.
Mezzy can't win it. It's another round where it feels like a tough position that's just bailed out by a bit of a Donk and Shiro step up. But then into the next one. I mean, this is more of what I'm talking about, man. Like, again, it's an A-split because, you know, there's no other strats other than an A-split if you're Spirit.
Would be the right call considering Spirit's approach.
I mean, what are we doing here, man? Like, I know it's overtimes or whatever, but like,
I don't think they're going to stay static.
We're just walking through a smoke with no, like, did you think you were going to be able to walk in and just see the angle? Like,
but it would be the right call considering
just I should just get this freeze frame and just like be like, what's
Spirit's
going
approach
on?
found out in the bottom.
I mean, yeah, maybe you didn't think he was sticking through it. I guess.
That's the one side of the bomb site already.
But that smoke was fading. I think he was trying to get in the smoke and just sit in it, but it just looks bad, doesn't it?
Now coming up from that ramp.
Again, it's this A-split.
Looks like they ate a flash.
He thought that smoke was working for him. It wasn't.
Kind of slowed things down for a second. Over the top of Tetris sits Donk looking for his
Zywoo gets caught. Flamesy gets one. But does get traded, so it gets into an okay position. But once again, it's like the nades just end up kind of not being there for Spirit somehow. They don't have like the best utility. This is a CT smoke that's been deployed forward so that Mezzy can work around it. So they don't have much utility, much defense of this bomb plant.
Mezzy and Donk both playing the same game.
And I've also got to say, I hate seeing Donk with a bomb in this position. Please let someone else have it because Donk tries to plant. Mezzy's with him in the smoke, and importantly, Apex is just going to hold the side of it. Again, you see he's desperate to just about gets a transfer. They're kind of just fragging their way through it, even though they've been stalled so much. All the nades have faded. But again, how many rounds is it going to be that Vitality just have everyone on the right side of the map? They're just able to rotate everyone over. It's like you can frag as much as you want, but the CTs are going to be able to trade their way to wins.
Another clutch! And it's Rob's over towards the staircase. Bomb's got to be recovered. Rob's going to try to keep himself down, but now he's also been spotted for the quad kill. Here comes Tanier.
And Rob's once again fantastic throughout.
But recover in regulation.
And I love that from Apex. He is locked in.
5 Team Spirit's clutch.
And Donk, you can see,
level of Counter-Strike that dismantled the Mongols is enough versus Spirit.
Is not happy at all at the end here.
And they steal this one away from
Hallie goes to him to try and comfort him.
Are not enough.
He doesn't want to hear it. You can see just how furious Donk is. And I get it, man. I get it. Because Shiro was whiffing shots. I think the calling was bad. I do get it. I still think it's not a great look. But he ends up resetting between maps. He ends up having an okay map too. And on Dust 2, to be honest, it was pretty close in the first half.
Really didn't feel like, you know, Team Spirit kind of gave a threat.
On the CT side, Spirit, they were just so passive throughout. You see here, 4v4, sitting back, 30 seconds left, allowing Vitality this chance to execute. And they don't even really have the counter utility. They have like one counter flash.
I hear that.
Oh, he's flashed all the way out.
But the Vitality utility just a little too good. Forces these players down here. And this is actually one of the ones that was weak. Actually, the Vitality utility on this one wasn't that good. We get the kills. And Chopper, man, I hate to harp on the guy, but like, there was so many important moments where he struggled. I'm sorry. It feels bad. I feel like I'm just bullying him, but like, I don't know. He didn't have a good day today. I'm sorry, he didn't.
There's the support on the scene. Chopper.
The trades are good, and then Chopper jumping up, Apex planting the bomb, gets him down to just 12 health.
Wait, a jumping kill could...
Because there's so many trades happening here at the same time. Like, you see Shiro gets this kill. ZywOo with the AWP is having to hold ramp. He gets this kill. So in the midst of all that chaos, Chopper's just got to get this kill, man. He makes the right play. Like, you see, Chopper, he's over here right now. He's jumping up while the trades happen. This is genuinely actually great timing. This is actually genuinely Spirit playing on the same page really well for once.
There's the support on the scene.
Jumps up, gets in.
What is this?
It just feels like he should have got their kill, but he doesn't. He can't deny the plant. Donk comes close. Gets the jumping kill, of course.
Always want to see clash. ZywOo in the cover.
ZywOo's holding it. Big round, and that one was a huge difference maker because then Vitality start coming back, and again, I can't tell you how many rounds look like this for Spirit. Donk and Zwei towards B, these three towards A like this. And like, clearly Vitality knew it. And it was just so passive. And they used all their U too early every time. And I'm sorry, if you just let Vitality execute on you, they will beat you. And they showed
about that right now.
See here, Shiro playing back, hoping to be that extra man. Mollied out, forced into the open.
Sitting in it. Damn, Shiro down to 40.
Chopper tries to fight with, doesn't work. Utility is fantastic from Vitality. They just completely overrun the site. Again, it's more of the same. Again, Donk just can't get involved because he's just over towards B like every round.
So like you said, 4-1-7.
And after this play worked a few times, and again, you see that the timing is always the same, and Spirit just never adapted. They never found a way to adjust to it. And I love this from Vitality because I will give Apex credit. He found this, he exploited it, and they just slightly switched up the way they would do their A plays and their A takes, and it worked wonders. Look at this in this one. This time they switch it up slightly differently. They drop a flash down here. They're going to come down here and push forwards towards Shiro. And importantly, look at how these two players drop. It looks like I'm going to draw a penis again. I'm accidentally going to draw a penis again, which I think is going to be a theme on this channel. But it is genuine that one player drops on this side. This is so stupid. And one player drops on this side, and they meet together at the same time. Okay. Grow up, guys. Grow up. It's not that funny. It's definitely not that funny. But it's true. Look, they drop down the flash, and genuinely, because they drop at the same time, look at what it does to Shiro. Because you know there's likely an AWP holding here, right? You know there's likely an AWP holding these smokes. Drop down exactly at the same time. I can't even get the right moment. Someone told me, yeah, this is what I need to do. I can go frame by frame. Oh, I'm locking in right now. I don't know if you can hear me spamming the keyboard, but it might just sound like I'm wanking, which isn't ideal. We've got unhinged towards the end of this one, okay? Okay, but... oh my god, I've messed it up. Look! Okay, this is a really weird scrot. You can't really see much. But, of course, Shiro shoots in the middle of these two guys. Like, why wouldn't you? You flick across from here to here. You can't pick your target that easily because it's such a short time window to look at. And importantly, you're going to be looking here at these guys when the flash gets dropped into the smoke. That is so sick. I love this strat, and I always see teams do it, but I rarely see them do it with two players this quickly. I think that's great. I think that's incredible. Oh, and you see, he shoots between the two. He actually doesn't get massively blinded, but it doesn't matter. He goes down. Tanir tries to activate quickly off the back of it, but it's a second kill off the back of the flashes. And Chopper wants to be the hero. Sorry, bro, this story ain't about you. ZywOo, a little duck. A little duck-scaroony. Just a little boop. That's how you duck, boys. Boom. Nothing for Chopper. Yeah, really, really poor, I thought, on this second map. Especially considering it's Spirit's pick. I thought the adjustments were never there. They never really adapted to what Vitality did. Gotta say, for Apex, though, he found the prep, man. He found the prep. He found the counter on that map. And importantly, after a really slow start on Mirage, the team as a whole found a way. And I think that was like so impressive mentally from Vitality. I have to have them as favorites in the grand final. To be honest with you, I was already saying pre-tournament, I thought Vitality had a very good chance of winning. I think pre-tournament, I was probably leaning towards them. I just didn't think I saw enough from them in Stage 3 to fully believe in them. But I knew that they would be in the running. I had them going to the final for a reason. Then again, if FaZe can do it, we just got to rewrite everything, right? Counter-Strike is not about... It's just about vibes. It's just about being able to do it in the big moments. But the problem is, like, Vitality have shown they can do it in the biggest moments now. They have. I don't think the teams that FaZe have faced are quite on the level of a Vitality, just in terms of raw players. I think that's the big issue. Like, yeah, you beat Na'Vi. That's very impressive. Na'Vi's individuals have been better at this event, but you dragged them into a game where individuals mattered. I don't know if you can even do that against Vitality. I think Vitality's players have just been playing too well. Rops is too good. ZywOo's too good. And they should have you beat on the other side of things as well. But I've been saying that all tournament about FaZe, so don't listen to me. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Should we make it to an hour? We've got about 10 seconds left. We might as well. I'll make a prediction at the end here. 3-1 Vitality. 3-1 Vitality tomorrow. Bye.